Welcome back, everybody. My name is All Fun and Games. I stream every day on Twitch TV, and I also make little cool tips and tricks videos here on YouTube. Today, we're going to be talking about potential character refreshes. Now, as far as you know, most characters have had a refresh so far, except for just a few. But I want to kind of touch base on some characters that might have got a refresh that didn't really touch base that well after a period of time. So there's only a little bit of those characters because I think most of the refreshes were done pretty well. I just think that there's a few that we need to touch on to kind of shine a little bit more light on those characters. So let's go ahead and start there. And of course, this is my personal opinion. This is not like, okay, after doing hours of research, this is what I found. It's my personal opinion of what I've seen people play and then eventually no longer play. And the more popular characters, I can tell, these characters that I'm about to name have not really been played as much as they should be. And I feel like just a slight adjustment could really make or break these characters. So I'm hoping that Klei one day revisits these characters to add a little bit of a buff to them. Okay, let's start with the most obvious one, Winona. Not really many people that play Winona anymore. Now, when Winona got a refresh, if you're unfamiliar with Winona, she's able to craft multiple different things. She can make kind of little contraptions like a catapult. She can make a generator. She can make a light. Now, to be honest with you, the catapults don't really get used that much. They get used to like maybe cheese the bee queen, if that. Past that, her spotlights are pretty much useless because all they really do is just use up energy and just sit there. If they were to actually change something with those, I would say get away from the spotlights entirely and just give us regular lights. Just give us some cool lights that we could use in the base that don't involve spotlights, that just are natural, cool little lights. Her generators, and originally when they came out, I thought it was going to be the start of electricity. I thought that we're going to get lots of cool things like electricity, little lanterns here and there that you could plug in, just things like that. Maybe a little music box. I think things like that would have been really cool. Now, that's not the rework idea that I have. For Winona specifically, I think she has a capability of being a pretty strong character, and in order to do this, I think she needs to have the ability to craft special resources for the group. So imagine you have a Winona in the server and she's crafting you a ton of different weapons. For example, weapons that you would normally not see in the constant at all, but now because Winona's in the world with you, she's able to make them. She's able to make them. Not only that, she's able to repair them. So I think with that sort of thing in mind, she would have the ability to make, for example, like a better spear, perhaps like a powerful hammer, and maybe, just maybe, the availability of repairing items that are 1%, 2%, and potentially combining them. Something like that would turn Winona into not super powered character because, she still has her regular abilities where she's going to get hungry when she's making stuff and all that other stuff. But now she's crafting things for everybody in the constant, and everyone's going to be like, we need a Winona in the server. We want a Winona in the server, blah, 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 blah. So imagine she takes a regular axe, just a regular axe and just a regular shovel, and she makes an axe shovel. Or she takes an axe and she takes a pickaxe and she makes a regular pickaxe, not one that you would find by using thulecite, just a regular one that has low durability on it. Something like that would be very unique. I'm not saying that specifically like that, but I do think she needs to be able to craft something unique for the group in order to stand out. And if she could make weapons, or if she could make some sort of utility like that, it would make Winona be a viable character 150%, because I feel like everybody would want a Winona on the server. And I can be honest with you, I would play Winona if she was able to do that. So that's my take on Winona. You can let me know in the comments of what you think Winona needs to be changed. But I can tell you right now, Winona was a really big character when her rework was out because everyone was learning catapults and different combinations. And eventually she kind of faded away. Next up is Willow. Now, Willow got the rework where Bernie, when she's like insane, Bernie's able to kind of like come out and play and have a fun time. Now, which is fine. I think the one thing that Willow is missing, on top of Bernie, which is fine because, Bernie's kind of cool, is the ability to play with fire more. Her only ability is literally her little lighter. And I think she needs more than that. I think she needs the ability to either conjure up fire or to manipulate fire. And one thing that really raises my eyebrow is when you played the Forge and she had that giant staff. Now, remember when that staff, then she could rain down meteors from the sky? I think something like that could be really unique. Not necessarily that specifically, but just something that involves fire. I think that she needs something like that to just push her over the edge of being just a normal little character that got a refresh that not a lot of people play. And also, Willow has kind of a bad rep. Now, every time I talk about Willow, people are like, well, the last time a Willow joined my server, they burned it all down to the ground. So that's something that I think we need to see a Willow kind of shine through the other side and be a character that can is now known as a character that's there to help the group. Because just being insane to have Bernie fight you I don't think it's just enough to make you a unique character, especially when you look at all the other characters and all their abilities. You got to understand that when I'm talking about these character refresh, it's because we see characters that have came out recently that obviously overshadow a ton of characters, and there's only one way for these characters to shine, and that's by having them have a special ability that's going to be basically, completely making them stand out outside of the group. And so I think that would be kind of something very unique. So either conjuring up fire, or the ability to obviously, cast it with some sort of special wand or something like that would be pretty cool. Not a wand, but per se, but something like that. And I think the one from the Forge would be pretty unique. So that's my idea for Willow. Let me know in the comments what you think. The last character refresh. Now, of course, you might be saying what the heck? This is the last one. You skipped over all these other characters. Well, I looked at each other character and I said, you know what? Come to think of it, I mean, there's a few characters that are still waiting for their original refresh to happen, and other characters that recently just got one. But I do think that most other characters that have gotten the refreshes are fine. I was going to touch base on Worley, but I started thinking, you know what? Worley's okay the way he is. I think he's meant to be a challenging character because that's just what he is. And I think that they have a lot of potential with making Worley more interesting. So I'm not even going to put him in the category for a refresh. Weber. Okay, Weber is my #1 favorite character in Don't Starve Together. He's been my favorite character from the beginning, and that's because he just outshined a lot of people because he was able to tame a lot of spiders and have a lot of spiders attack each other, and Weber was well known for the spider wars. Well, along came Wendy and shattered Weber's dreams of being the #1 spider killer in the Constant. So, how do we make Weber #1 again and make Weber kind of outshadow everybody in a sense, basically make him more unique? Well, they gave him the ability to sleep inside tents, which is okay, or inside of spider stacks, which is okay. They gave him the ability to kind of have any spider following him, which is okay as well. But I do think that they should have done it a little bit differently. I think Weber needs to have his own ability that kind of, once again, overshadows people. One of those ideas that I had was the ability to ride a Spider Queen and have the Spider Queen attack at the same time. So basically, instead of Beefalo, you now have a Weber riding a Spider Queen. How awesome would that sound? You're just sitting in your base, all of a sudden a giant Spider Queen walks in and a Weber's on the back of it. I think something like this could be so unique and so missed over the fact that this could have been a thing, because this would make Weber, once again, feel like that top character that is now in control of the spiders. Whereas when you look at Wendy with one Abigail couldn't just go over and annihilate all the spiders. Well, Weber should be and deserves to be the top spider person on the Constant. So I truly think that would be that's kind of a missed opportunity. I think that'd be pretty unique. If you think that's too overpowered, I think the other step would be giving the ability for Weber to make an unlimited weapon. For example, have the ability to either make darts, because in the Forge, for example, he's able to make darts, use darts with unlimited ammo. I think we are missing out on a character that is able to do that, and Weber could be that person. So either give him the ability to mount on the back of his Spider Queen, which would be pretty awesome, and just use it as normal transportation and potentially attacking, or have him have an ability where he's able to use unlimited resources on something like a blow dart that has just regular ammo, or even craft ammo for the blow dart, something like that. I'm going to touch base on weapons that I think need to be reworked, but I think this is probably just your start of what you could also think about what you think the characters need to be refreshed. But these are the characters that I think have missed their opportunity with the refreshes, and hopefully Klei will go back, take another peek at these. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave a like in the comments, or leave a like and also comment down below if you think that I'm wrong or if I'm right. But once again, this is my personal opinion, and I hope to see these characters really get some light, because Winona is a great character, Willow is a great character, and Weber is my bestie. So I hope that Weber, just for the sake of this video, maybe they'll come back and think about this down the road. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.